Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Mindset Reset. Let me adjust my microphone here. And this is a new direction for Mindset Reset for my journey. So this is a recorded, specifically recorded video to get my message out. Which I've decided to take a change in direction. And I wanted to share it with the Mindset Reset audience, first and foremost. You see, for the last few years, I've been developing the MI experience, which started out as the mindfulness imagination. And it wasn't called the experience. What was it called? It was like a show. And I sort of envisaged it to be a bit like a circus or a fair, like a village fair, where you had lots of different stalls and each one would be something to do with mental health. But the idea was to make it colorful and vibrant and energetic and have some fun injected into it so that we could talk about mental health from a different perspective and sort of move it away from the gloomy darkness. And this was sort of born of my experience of going into hospitals and going into clinics and even to counselors who I think do a terrific job, but the process is cold and it's clinical and it begins with a lot of form filling before you even start talking or discussing your problems, or they don't even have to be problems. It's just something that makes you feel the emotion that you feel. And I've never liked that cold process. So I wanted to come at it from a different place, a different energy, to try and create a different path for us, for anyone who has traumatic experiences in their minds, in their life, or the depression, the bipolar, anything mental health, all the different things, the eating disorders. I want us to try and create a space where we look at it from a different point of view and start to look at it from our emotions and from our imaginations. And that's where the mindfulness imagination fair show started. And that was quite a few years ago. And then it evolved because mindfulness, I began to realize, was becoming a word which was used a lot. And when I mentioned the word to people that I spoke to about what I was trying to create, I saw their eyes roll and their glazed over look. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. So I dropped the mindfulness and sort of made the MI, the mindful imagination experience. But I wanted to keep the imagination side of it because I feel that is very important to how we can help ourselves come to terms with who we are. So the MI experience was born, and with the help of the Rebellious Entrepreneurs Academy, I formulated it and I created it and created this business and the message and the color and it felt great. And it sort of started chugging along very nicely. And that's when Mindset Reset was created, the weekly live show. And I enjoyed it. And it had that vibrancy and that energy that I liked, that I wanted to have. But, you know, as you develop these things, and this is one of the messages really, that things change. Your ideas and your attitudes change as you try things. It's like sprouts. You know, you like sprouts. You don't, I never liked sprouts as a child. And then I started liking sprouts. And then sprouts started liking me. And then we moved on to kalettes. And wow, what is that? The MI experience has evolved and has adapted and has grown. And we've got followers on Facebook. I've got a wonderful connections on LinkedIn. Instagram, I don't really know what's going on there, but, you know, I put stuff out on there and it sort of hits sometimes. But it's time, I think, that I started vocalizing more my experience and my opinion, because I feel that my opinion can be a bit controversial, but also I feel that in order to get the change that we need and to get the momentum that we need within the mental health industry, which, you know, it is medicines, I think it needs to change. And I don't think I can do that hiding behind the MI experience. I think I do that by being Zach Thraves. So while I am keeping hold of Mindset Reset, and I will be keeping hold of the weekly show, the format will change slightly. And once a month, I'm going to encourage the audience, whoever you are, beautiful people who watch and listen and try and make sense of this stuff that comes out of my head. I'm going to open it up like a sort of question time where we have a topic. Maybe we have a topic. I haven't really ironed it all out yet, but maybe we have a topic, and maybe we open up about our experience ourselves, or we answer a question, or we ask a question, and leave it like that. Keep within the 30-minute format. And I will be the sort of chair of that. So I hope that that would be something you'd want to be part of. And if it does, then get in touch with me, comment, email, find me, and you can be part of that. Because the other thing is that because I wrote my book and I've been doing readings of my book. This isn't a promotion. Self-Harming Pacifist. And that's who I am. And again, I felt I was hiding behind the MI experience. But I feel that in order to start making some changes and breaking this stigma is to be honest about who I am. And I am somebody who self-harmed a lot. I am somebody who contemplated suicide a lot. I'm somebody who hated being on medication, but understood the reasoning why I was put on medication. I'm thankful that I wasn't locked away somewhere, that I was allowed to go home. But I was in a pretty desperate place. And I think it's now time to be honest about that, because I've experienced those things, and there are many others who have experienced those things and more. And we need a space to talk about it. And we need a space to talk about it sometimes with a smile on our face, or without feeling that we can't be a little bit crazy about it because this isn't something that we should laugh about. This isn't something that we should look at in a surreal way, because, you know, it is surreal. It's surreal, the idea of self-harming. It's weird. But I did it lots of times. And I hid it until I was caught, of course. So I'm keeping the fun, I'm keeping the vibrancy, I'm keeping the energy, I'm keeping the craziness, I'm keeping the madness, because I believe we're all mad, and I'm keeping the surreal elements, and I'm keeping the pop culture references, and I'm going to be keeping the films and the music, and that we should use our imaginations to unlock our emotions and just bloody well like who we are. I'm keeping all of that. But there's going to be honesty, and there's going to be rawness, and there needs to be an open, safe, non-judgmental space where you can say something and you're not picked up on it. If you, or you could be asked about it, but you're not made to feel that you're stupid. And I'll be honest with you now, those questionnaires I used to face when I went to see my weekly, whoever they were, clinics, I don't know, you lose track. They made me feel stupid, those questionnaires. They made me feel like I was ill, and I wasn't ill. I was emotional. They made me feel like I was an alien. They made me feel like I wasn't wanted by society. And they made me feel like a statistic. And I don't want anyone to feel like that, because if you're emotional, and everyone is emotional, but people who are labeled with mental health problems are even more emotional, extremely emotional, then you don't want to be cast aside or singled out. I mean, we're all unique, but we're also a collective. We're also a humanity, a race, a community. I don't think our society wants a community. But I'm going to try and damn well create one. So, Mindset Reset will be returning. I've written lots of notes of things that I want to talk about. And I hope you'll join me next time, Tuesday. That's the day I'm aiming for. And let's keep this real with a bit of jazz. Signing off until another day. Stay safe, my friends.